Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, bringing you another 2020 donational indicator. This time the TRO2020 MP multimeter HA. MP stands for multi-pair, and the HA stands for Heikinashi. Just remember, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. Always have your risk management in place. Don't lose any more than you're willing to lose on any one particular trade. So, the Heikinashi indicator here. This is the Heikinashi, just that labels the candles, and then here's the multi-pair multimeter. Multi-pair means more than one pair, and the multimeter means you can have on various time frames. On this one, you can see I just have 3 pairs, and I have turned off all of these. But if I hit the reset button, it will now reset. It'll take a little while because it has to run all the calculations. And with the Heikinashi, as I understand it, you wait for a color change. So here it went from blue to red, and it was time to take a short. And I was making the video, so I didn't get an opportunity to take advantage of this short here. Should have probably put about 5 or 10 pips in my pocket. So, and most of the time I don't do these types of indicators, but one of the donators asked me if I could do this for them because I have done other multi-pair multimeters, and so since I pretty much had the code already, it's just like it's easy for me to make these types of indicators because all I have to do is just usually just change one section of the code to for the new formula or calculation, and then I might have to change a couple of inputs and of course just the heading, but other than that it's really no big deal. But if you ask me for squiggly line code, I might hesitate to do it. And if you ask me for EAs, I will flatly refuse. So you don't feel free to ask. And if I don't get right to it, it's because I'm busy. It's not that I'm ignoring you. But you can see here on the pound dollar that on the M1 time frame, and here's highlighted right there, we've got red, so it's also red on M5. If we switch over, now just so you know, it might take a while because it has to run through the calculations for each one of these. If you have a fast machine, that's okay. I run on a laptop, an i3. I actually have a i5, but for some reason I just stuck with the i3 for trading. And you can see here it just changed back from red to blue on M5. So then you can see it just changed back to red. But this is a way, instead of having to flip through all these different charts, you can just look at the multimeter. I don't know how many of you use the multimeters, but I find them very useful. One, in this case, if you're trying to see if there's a pair ready to trade based on what indicator you like to use, the multimeters come in really handy for that. Or if you're just trading one pair like I do, being able to see what it's doing on all the different time frames without having to switch the chart or hit a button, to me, it just saves a lot of time. And so, for example, here saying, well, hey, we just got reds here. Well, maybe this one will turn red too. So maybe I'll take that short trade. That's how I would use it. So if we come and we look at M15, we'll see what that's telling us. So it's still blue. And so far it's forming an inside bar. Oh, and in case you're wondering how to get your chart to look like this, if you're a donator, I've sent you the template so you don't have to worry about it. But if you just have the Heikin-Ashi indicator that comes with MT4 and you want your chart to look like this, switch it to a bar chart. That's all you have to do. And then you can have whatever colors you want your bars to be. I have bar up, bar down, both black because this is for bars. So, and if you took off the indicator, you just have a plain old bar chart. But for using HA, this is the way I like to set it up. And as I stated, I haven't used it that much. I have used it. I just think it doesn't do anything for me that I can't do for myself, I guess is one way of putting it. It doesn't give me anything. I'd rather know about inside bars, have them colored on the chart, even though I can see them, usually see them with my own two eyes. You know, for example, this one right here, some, you know, when they're close, maybe this is an inside bar, maybe it's not, maybe it missed by a point or something. But this one definitely so far is an inside bar. And you can see here that the colors changed back to blue on the 1 minute. So what you'd have to do is wait and see if it's gonna roll over or if it's gonna continue. But you can see here we've definitely been making higher lows all along here. With there's an exception, and it started making higher lows again. So when you're trading, you know, once again, just doing just the minimal amount of chart reading, you can see here it's making higher lows. It has been making some higher highs along the way. So obviously, the buyers are moving the price up. And as you can see here, it started to make it broke through that low, started making lower lows and lower highs. So obviously the sellers pushed the price down. Of course, that's hindsight. So when you're in the moment, you have to look and see. Right now, on this particular time frame, M15, you see we've got the inside bar. But if you're scalping, you're probably down on M1, maybe M5, looking for opportunities to go in and grab a pip or two. And so right here, we've got a lower high, a lower high, a lower low, a higher low, inside bar. You might want to look for a break here or here. You can see all these wicks down here. So that's being pushed up. But if you noticed what the pound did on the hourly charts, and I can just show you, once again, how to use these indicators, because it's one thing to have them, but you really have to know how to use them to make money. Yesterday, you see these 5 legs here, or 5 wicks, lower wicks. Well, if you noticed right here, if you look at the bottoms of the candles, and you see what happened here, it broke the bottom, and then it broke the low, and then what happened? It just tanked. And so then today, I was talking to Walmart, and you can see here the bottoms, and then you see here it broke that bottom right there. See, it broke through the bodies, it's into the wicks, okay, and then it pushed back up, broke through again, and it tanked. That's one of the things you look for. You look for clues on the chart, and that's one of the clues. And so you can see here, you've got these upper wicks, and you see that right this level right here where it peaked and then came back down. So right now, it's already broken through and pulled back twice, looking for a move to the upside. Because here we are on H1, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. Right now, lower high, inside bar forming at the beginning of this hour. So once again, looking right here for a breakthrough and possible move back up, maybe to somewhere, I would say between the 70 and the 90 area. But we'll just have to wait and see. And so by using the HA, right here, this was a clue to get into the turn because you change colors. And so change colors, wait for the bar to close, and then look for an entry. So here, change colors, wait for a bar to close, look for an entry. Change colors. Right here was a color change, but was there an entry? That's up to you. Do you enter break at the open, or do you look for it to break the high going the opposite way? Probably not. You'd be looking for a short because it went from bullish to bearish, but since it didn't complete it and then it turned around and broke through that high, because this was the daily low right here. So bouncing off the low, going through the high of that candle, right there is a rat reversal type of trade. So I hope that explains how to use the indicator, a little bit more on chart reading, and how to put some pips in your pocket. And if you have any questions on this indicator, once again, I'll show you the indicator right there. This one comes standard with MT4. These other two are in the TRO build 1200 zip file that I send out to people, free, no donation required. But this indicator is a donational. Anytime it has the TRO and then the year, those are the donationals. So, fellow traders, I hope that helps. And just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. And thanks again for those who donated. I appreciate your support.